Hey everybody, T-Man again bringing you guys another video. This will be doing another MMA related video, UFC 194. This preview prediction video we'll be doing on Chris Weidman versus Rockhold. I did a Jose Aldo Conor McGregor video. If you guys have not seen that video yet, go ahead and click on that one, giving my thoughts and my preview and my prediction on who's going to win the Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo one. And this one on the same night. Oh man, I love this card, guys. I love this card. Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold as a co-main event. I really starting to feel bad for Chris Weidman a little bit. Weidman, it seems like, has been doing a lot of co-main events lately. It's so funny. I don't know if they just think he's a bad draw as a champion, but I personally love Chris Weidman. I personally is a pretty big fan of Chris Weidman, and I have been for a long time. I'm not a bagman jumper. I remember when he won the title from Henderson Silva. I was actually in Vegas. I was in Las Vegas. I was actually in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I did not have enough money to buy a ticket or nothing like that. I remember I bet on the fight right there at the MGM. I remember I bet like I think it might have been like $25 or something. Might have been more on Chris Weidman, and I think I ended up winning a couple $100. And I remember I was sitting in that in the sports book area when Chris Weidman won. I was sitting in the sports book area, and I had my little ticket in hand, and I didn't have a hotel room or nothing. I was actually headed back to home here in California right after that fight from Vegas. I was holding my ticket in my hand. There's no TV, so you can't see the fight in the sportsbook arena. So I'm just holding it, and I remember there's a lot of people that bet on that fight. A few people for Weidman or whatever, and some people for Anderson, and we're all holding our tickets together, everyone in that sportsbook arena, and it was like silence, it was like waiting in a hospital room, waiting for a result of a surgery. Did so and so make it? Just waiting, and everyone's holding the ticket, and then they announce Anderson Silva knocked down in the second round by Chris Weidman.
You okay?
It was incredible.
Okay?
Yes, son, I'm okay. I'm doing a video here for these fine people.
I'm okay too.
Yeah, you're okay too? All right, that's my son, Vicious Vinny.
Vicious Vinny?
Yeah, Vicious Vinny. As you guys know, I have to do my YouTube videos now with my son in the background, so please forgive me. But anyways, it was a great moment. A lot of people thought it was a fluke. Weidman did it again. Weidman beat Anderson Silva once more for a second time, and that was the time that infamously where he shattered his leg. But if we look at all that fight, I know a lot of people keep saying it was flukes, those Anderson Silva fights, because the first time, he was jacking around, got caught. Second time, he broke his leg. But if you look at all the minutes before the finishes, tell me 1 minute of the fight, between both fights where Anderson Silva won. He didn't. He's been dominant champion. So, and I was a fan even before that. I remember a big fight where he really impressed me, where I really thought was impressive, where it was a UFC on Fox card, and it was originally supposed to be Chael Sonnen, I believe, against Chris Munoz, and I think it was Michael Bisping, and it was supposed to be Bisping and Maia, I believe. It was a UFC on Fox 2, the very first, that's the second UFC on Fox card. And I remember who pulled out of that card. I think it was Munoz. So they set it up, Bisping and Sonnen, and then they called in Chris Weidman on short notice to face Damian Maia. And it was an ugly fight. It wasn't a really good fight, but it was a last couple days. Chris Weidman looked horrible. He had a horrible weight cut, very horrible weight cut. And at the time, Damian Maia was destroyer of worlds. Damian Maia is a tough outing. He's a tough outing for anybody. And he beat him. He beat him ugly, but he beat him. And beating him with a tough weight cut on a couple days' notice, that impressed the hell out of me. Then I started looking into more of Chris Weidman. Then he had that devastating knockout of Munoz, of Mark Munoz. I think I said Chris Munoz. I don't know. Mark Munoz. He had that devastating knockout, which landed him the title shot. the 2 wins over for Henderson really, of course, woke everybody up. I wasn't too surprised. Then you got into the match with Lyoto Machida, and that was a great fight. You saw him get tested there, but still won handily. Then the Vitor Belfort fight. I believe this Luke Rockhold fight will be the toughest fight of Chris Weidman's middleweight title reign. I do. I think this is going to be his toughest one. A lot of people may not know Luke Rockhold, the former Strikeforce middleweight champion, but this guy is a tough mother effer. So here we have Weidman. He's now done with his little Brazilian rampage for now, facing all these other guys. If he wins, he'll probably have to go through Jacare Souza, which, going back to the Brazilian theme again, and man, that should be a good fight. Not to mention, Jacare has a very tough fight against Yole Romero, which, oh man, Yole Romero is no walk in the park. That's going to be a very tough fight. Very tough fight for Yole Romero, and that fight could go either way. It really can. I think Jacare will win that fight, but that's going to be a very tough fight. But there you go. There's my prediction on that one. I think Jacare will win that fight, but I think the winner of that fight obviously is going to fight the winner of Weidman Rockhold. But in the end of the day, I mean, Rockhold has had some good wins. I mean, the only setback he had was that devastating head kick knockout from Vitor Belfort. And to me, that's a tainted win. To me, all them Brazilian wins that Vitor Belfort had is all tainted, man. That guy is juiced up as a mother effer. I don't think so. I think the only legitimate win he had in Brazil was this recent one against Dan Henderson, Vitor Henderson 3. I think was because a lot of people were saying Vitor looked horrible going into that camp. He looked horrible. He looked slow. Well, he head kick knocked out again for the second time, Dan Henderson. I think the first one might have been a little bit tainted. I mean, if you think about it, you keep throwing Vitor in Brazil. Yes, he's a big draw in Brazil. Yes, all this other stuff. But I think the man's juiced up. And I think when he beat Luke Rockhold, I think, yeah, he got caught. Luke Rockhold obviously got caught, but I think that was a tainted win. I don't take that one very seriously. Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman, they're going to go head-to-head, man. And I just hope for Weidman, because I am a Weidman fan, I just hope he doesn't try to stand with him too much, because I think Luke Rockhold could put his lights out. And, I mean, Luke Rockhold obviously is no slouch in wrestling either. I mean, we got 2 good wrestlers here. I think Weidman's is the better wrestler out of the 2, and I think Weidman's going to need to use that. I think Weidman is going to have to fake the stand-up, make Rockhold thinks he's going to stand up, and when he least expects it in trades and angles, he's going to have to work those takedowns. And in the jiu-jitsu department, I think I would go with Weidman too in the jiu-jitsu department. I'm not saying Luke Rockhold can't win this fight. He could win this fight many ways. And if he does, I believe it will be by knockout. I'm very curious and interested, but I think the wrestling department will lean towards Weidman. I mean, I could be wrong, but I should be very interested. If it hits the ground, I think Weidman has more weapons. I think he has better jiu-jitsu than Luke Rockhold. This is going to be a very fun fight. And it's going to be, I really seriously believe it's going to be Chris Weidman's toughest fight in the middleweight division. I mean, in this title fight. It's going to be his toughest fight so far. I think when he fought Lyoto Machida, I think he fought Lyoto Machida at the last of Lyoto Machida's glory days. I think Lyoto Machida is desperately on a downfall now. He's not doing very well anymore. Yeah, I don't see... and then the Vitor Belfort was obviously just promised that title fight. He shouldn't even been in there. He was off the juice. He looked horrible. I think he rocked Weidman a couple times before he got taken down. Then it was all Weidman from there. But, yeah, I think this is going to be Weidman's toughest fight against a guy who's in his prime and is hungry, man. Luke Rockhold is fucking hungry. So, anyways, that'll conclude this video. Great other fights on the card too. Like I said, if you haven't seen my Jose Aldo Conor McGregor video, go check that out. Yeah, Jacare Souza versus Yole Romero. Oh my God, Damian Maia versus Gunnar Nelson. Very quick. I think Gunnar Nelson. I'm a huge Damian Maia fan. I've always been a big Damian Maia fan. I think Gunnar Nelson wins that fight. Max Holloway versus Jeremy Stevens. I'm gonna go with Max Holloway in that one. Uriah Faber versus Frankie Sens. I'm gonna go with Uriah Faber. Believe it or not, guys, I won't be surprised if Frankie Zenz wins this match. But I'm gonna go with Uriah Faber. He seems like he's good at winning fights. The only time Frankie Edgar can't win fights is if it's a title fight, and Frankie Edgar, which that fight was a big disappointment in my mind. Let me see, and then a bunch of other interesting undercard fights from there. But yeah, that's just a very quick preview and predictions of the rest of the card. Alright guys, please, if you have any comments, questions, other ideas for videos, let me know. Like this video, guys, please, and subscribe if you want. Check out some of my other pro wrestling videos. I'll be shooting out a lot more videos in the upcoming future. Until then, see you for the next one, guys.